Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and a big welcome to the year 2025. So today's video is going to be about something that I had started and I completely forgot about it and now I need to finish it. And that is growing cherry trees from seeds. Here we go. Before we get going, make sure you give this video a good thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to do that as well. This just helps out my channel. It helps out with that beloved YouTube algorithm to make sure this information gets out to gardeners and growers like you. So back in the summer months, probably June or July, we took a family trip up to a place called Door County, which is in northeast Wisconsin here. And they are world renowned for their cherries. They have different kinds of cherries and all that type of stuff. And me being the gardening and growing type, as I was eating these cherries, an idea popped into my head. Can I grow these from the pits? So what I did is I saved about 6 or 8 of the pits or the seeds from a sweet cherry variety that we had picked up and that we had eaten over the course of the weeks, and started researching how to do everything. That was back in July. And here we are now in January because I kind of forgot about them in the fridge. So you might be asking, why were they in the fridge? And we'll get to that in a little bit because it's a very important step if you want to grow these from seed. To start this process, you'll need your cherry pits or your seeds. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to actually crack open that outer shell. And it's kind of tough. And sometimes when you crack it open, pieces are going to fly all over the place, which happened with me. But you need to get down to that exact seed. So cherries are kind of difficult because they have this outer coating on the actual seed, and the environment has to be perfect for it to break down that outer pit and then get into the seed. But if you want to do this the easy way, you can just crack those open and go from there. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to lay them out on a damp paper towel, fold it over, quarters, halves, whatever you want to do. You're going to put them in a Ziploc bag and you're going to put them in the fridge. Be sure to label what date you put them in the fridge, because what they need to do is they need to go through a process called cold stratification. And what this is you're tricking these seeds into going through a dormant period or a winter period, and then they get reinvigorated to start growing once it starts warming up. Hence the reason why mine were in the fridge for so long. Normally what you need to do is 90 days, sometimes 120 days with this stuff. So mine were put in July 31st of 2024. Ideally, I could have planted these on Halloween, October 31st. But like I said, I forgot. And so after 5+ months, almost 6 months, they have decided they want to start growing and have sprouted in my fridge. So we need to get these in some pots and some soil and the right growing environment so they can get on their merry little way. So I'm going to put those 7 little seeds in 7 of these. I believe these are 3-inch pots, something like that, with some good seed starting mix that I picked up the other day from our local garden store here in the area. We'll make sure that is pre-moistened. We'll put that in these little pots, pop the seeds in about 2 to 3 inches down, and get them on a tray and get them sprouted and hopefully established, and then we'll introduce a grow light and keep them going. So we have our seed starting mix right here. Again, if you don't know how to do that, you're going to take your seed starting mix, or sorry, your pre-moistened seed starting mix. If you don't know how to do that, you're going to take your seed starting mix, add some water to it, and then just kind of mix it up. It's almost like you're making like pancake or waffle mix, but just with dirt. And you want it to be, like I said, moist, kind of like a wet sponge. Then we just take our pots that we have, 3.5 inch, saw it on the tag finally, and we're gonna fill this about halfway, so about right there with our pre-moistened seed starting mix. So we'll do that with all 7. So here we are filling up our pots. Again, like I said, half full, nothing too crazy. Pots are ready to go. Now all we're going to do is take one of our seeds, put it in there in the middle, do that for all 7, put more dirt over the top, or seed starting mix over the top, and then they are planted. Here they are, all planted in their pots. We're going to add the rest of the soil all the way up to the top. Pat it down nice and gently. You don't have to pack it in there, but you want it to cover the seed, and then that way they can grow up through and search for the sunlight. All planted and ready to start growing. I will always bottom water these or bottom feed them from the tray, so make sure your tray doesn't have any holes in them. These pots have holes in the bottom where they can suck up the water. What you need to do is you can just put these in a sunny window and just kind of let them go. Make sure the soil stays moist. You don't want it to completely dry out. That's why I do bottom watering, so then the soil will actually wick it up towards the top, so you don't have to worry about drowning the top or any of that type of stuff. You don't have to put these in a sunny window. You can just leave them where they are, put them in your basement for a while, but as soon as you see sprouts poking through, we need to get a grow light on those. The reason why we need a grow light is just because, like any new seedling, they are searching for light. They are searching for light to keep growing, so we need to provide that. So I will use a grow light, usually about 1 inch or 2 above the plant, and that will be on for about 16 hours a day as soon as I see sprouts. And there you have it, a project that I started back in July, and now I finished it here in 2025. Be sure to come back and look for updates as these cherry trees start to grow. It'll be multiple years before we actually get any cherries on these trees, but it's just a fun process to start, knowing that I was eating these 5-6 months ago in the summer, and now I'll actually be able to grow my own. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all next time.